Welcome to another video. Thank you for tuning in. I am the old wallet, and today we're going to be looking at some of the astronomical amounts of credit card debt that people are in. As we know, credit card debt has completely destroyed the lives of millions of American citizens, and credit card debt in America has reached over $1.2 trillion. Not much more of an introduction needed for that. Let's get into our first clip.
I'm exposing my debt so you can feel better about your debt. Let's do this. My husband and I are in a lot of debt, and we're finally in a season where we can start to pay that debt off a little more aggressively than just making the minimum monthly payments. And I decided to document our journey to being debt-free. The debt that I'm going to start out with is a debt that I don't have the exact specific numbers for just yet, just because we're working on refinancing a couple of things and that's going to take some time. That being said, I can estimate that we have over $100,000 worth of student loans and personal loans. And I can get into more of the why behind the personal loans, but maybe I'll save that for another video. Before you watch the rest of this video, if you think you have more debt than me, hit the like button. Let's move on to our credit card debt, which is really our priority right now. Gotta take a sip before this. As of today, we have 6 credit cards. We're just gonna name them credit card 1, credit card 2, credit card 3, etc. I'm also not gonna go into the why behind this credit card debt right now. I can do that in another video, and if you're curious about it, I would love to share some of those stories. We all have stories where hardships hit and we had to do what we could to survive. Credit card number 1. Current balance is $7,513. Credit card number 2 is $8,912.74. Credit card number 3, the current balance is $10,229.91. Credit card 4, the balance is $10,317.05. Credit card number 5, current balance is $11,812.86. And I saved the best for last. Or maybe the most tragic. Credit card number 6, current balance is $16,582.43. Our current running balance of credit card debt is $63,227. We are going all in and being extremely aggressive on how much we are paying per month. Credit card debt is very stressful. There's a lot of shame around it and it can feel really isolating, but I don't look at this number with fear anymore. If you have debt that you're afraid to face, I really encourage you to face it. Stare at it until it doesn't scare you anymore, because it's just a number. I take this debt really seriously, and my husband and I take full responsibility and accountability for every single dollar of this debt. It doesn't matter the reason that we're in it. Everybody has a story and reasons behind their debt, and we shouldn't judge anyone. I certainly don't. So here it is, $63,000 in credit card debt, and this is where it all begins. And I'm terrified and also excited to be documenting and sharing this journey with anyone who wants to watch. If you were at all shocked by this number, I'd love to hear from you. Leave me a comment, like this video, and I'm excited to share progress.
I can't imagine being in $63,000 of credit card debt. In these type of videos, I wish people went more in depth into what they spent, because I know she mentioned that each person has their own story and they go through different things. $63,000 of credit card debt. If that is straight consumer debt, that's insane. I don't even know how you spend $63,000, and the amount of stress that they have to be feeling is got to be crippling. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. As a European, I can't help but find the USA is set up to put and keep y'all in debt. I can't even imagine having access to these kinds of loans, if not to purchase a home or maybe a new car. Yeah, you get some insane loans here. They don't care if you borrow money in the US. They want you to borrow money in the US. It's incentivized. Girl, $63,000 in credit card debt is absolutely insane. It is insane. Credit card debt is so easy to get into, but so difficult to get out of. Wishing you the best in your journey. Our student debt is killing us. Thank you for being open. See, student debt is way different than credit card debt. I'm very curious if this $60,000+ is just straight consumer debt, or if she had like a medical problem or somebody in her family had a medical problem. But $63,000 on consumer debt is crazy. Our faces too, girl. You got this. It's so easy how fast it adds up. Bro, what are y'all buying? What are y'all buying? I don't understand how it adds up so fast. Like, you know you're swiping, you know you're spending the money. As a European German, this is crazy. I'm 33 and I've never paid any debt. See, it is wild how incentivized being in debt is in America. They want you in debt. Haha, I beat you. I have $235,000 of debt. Absolutely insane.
I owe $30,000 worth of credit card debt at 24 years old. And this is my credit card debt breakdown. I currently have 5 different credit card accounts that I need to pay off. The first one, which is the least amount of debt that I owe, would be my Freedom Unlimited card, in which I owe $1,649.99. My Capital One card, I owe $4,388.83. On my Best Buy account, I owe $6,210. On my Chase credit card, I owe $6,856. Last but not least, Discover. This is the one that I owe the most on, and it is $10,952. That brings me to a total of $30,057.68. I've looked into filing for bankruptcy, but I don't think that that's the best route for me at this time. I think that I won't qualify for Chapter 7, and I also don't think that Chapter 13 would be the best option either. There's no other option for me other than just finding other ways to make money and paying this off as soon as possible. I'm turning 25 soon, and my goal is to become debt-free and just be more smart with my money. Honestly, just never get myself back into this position.
You know, I'm really curious why the banks are willing to approve people for so many different credit cards. And I know, again, they incentivize being in debt. They want you to be in debt. But I really am curious on why, like, another person with 5 or 6 cards with debt on it, it's just crazy that they keep getting approved for these cards. And also, why are we going into debt for everything? Like, she got the 10K on Discover, she got 6K on Best Buy. I just don't understand the logic of going into debt for everything. Like, but man, $30,000 in debt, it's just crazy. Girl, I was crying for 3K in debt. Good luck. I'm over here stressing over 3K. We're all struggling, mama. I'm stressing over 2,400 in credit card debt alone. I mean, yeah, it's tough times out here, but people make it way harder than it needs to be. Budgeting helps reduce money stress by giving you a sense of control and direction. Great advice. Girl, if you don't claim bankruptcy, you don't have to go into bankruptcy for $30,000. You can easily pay that off in a year. You're gonna have to sacrifice, you're gonna have to work, but you can easily pay that off in a year.
I have $52 left at the bank to last until Friday. Today is Monday. I have $135 coming out between now and then in credit card debt. A little bit stressed, but this is usually how it is for me most weeks. So if you do the math, we're going to be negative a little over $80, and I also have 33 miles left till empty. I can get away with putting about $15 in my car. Let's just say we're going to be negative about $100. Lucky for me though, I did do a pet sitting job over the weekend. It was a small one. I get paid for that today. She owes me $50. A lot of my clients do tip, so we'll see what comes of that. At least I won't be negative $100. Do know that I need at least roughly $50 now to get me through the week. I would love to start Instacarting, but I've been trying to sign up for 2 years, and it always says I'm on the wait list. I don't know how to go about that. I've emailed them. I did DoorDash a few years ago, and in my area, it's just not really worth it. So yeah. When I say I'm drowning in credit card debt, I truly mean I feel like I'm drowning in credit card debt. If I was not in $9,000 worth of credit card debt, I would not be in this situation right now. I would not go negative all the time in the bank. So that's when I brought my debt to TikTok. It was embarrassing at first, but then I realized this is real life. If you're in a similar situation like me, I say this in every video, but I highly encourage you to start a series, whether it's credit card debt, medical bills, whatever it is. Start a series. People will follow along because they want to be able to come back and check where you've gotten with your progress. Hopefully this month we are going to pay off my next lowest credit card, which is sitting a little under $600. We're just going to keep on keeping on.
Jeez Louise, man. I seriously wouldn't wish this stress on my worst enemy. I mean, $52 to her name drowning in credit card debt is insane. And I kind of feel bad for her. I see a car seat in the back right there. And she's just trying to scrape by, trying to work side hustles, her dog sitting, her pet sitting, trying to pay all the bills. I can't even imagine the level of stress that this woman's going through. Just trying to figure out how to scrape pennies and pay the bills is just beyond me. But I feel like this woman's scenario is probably a lot more common than people think. There's plenty of people living paycheck to paycheck struggling. And when you're struggling like that, you kind of have to revert to credit card debt, because how else are you going to pay for things? So credit card debt is the worst, but trust me, you're not alone. We're all in this together. I started door dashing slash sparking to earn extra money and feel a little more free. You got this. I'm not sure what sparking is, but yeah, I mean, good for her. She's trying to figure it out. She's doing her side hustles. Hopefully she can make a little more money and get a little bit of a cushion for her so she's not struggling so bad. The $52 left till payday is so real. There's 513 likes on that comment, by the way. You are not alone. I took a large pay cut and wasn't prepared financially for that. I am now $20,000 in credit card debt. Oh boy.
I promise you this is a safe space. What's the most amount of money you've owed on a credit card? This can be the past. You don't have to expose your debt now.
All right, we're going straight to the comments on this one. And by the way, if a content creator says this is a safe space, it's most likely not a safe space. People are judging in there 100%. $20,000, I'm down to 2K LMAO. I had the time of my life, not gonna lie. 20K in debt to have a good time. On one card, 13,000. On all my cards, mind your business. 10K just last year, I'm down to 700, almost there. I have at least 6,000 to 8,000 of credit card debt, insane. 16K and counting, and you liked that one. 15,000 plus, would not recommend. 38K in filing bankruptcy. Almost 17,000 completely paid off. 65K, 20,000. I paid it all off, but had a ball overseas for 4 years. Never will I do it again though. Def more responsible with my money because of that. Well, at least he learned his lesson, right? Amex, $170,000. Absolutely insane.
I just realized I'm never getting out of credit card debt. I just had to spend $4,300 on a new MacBook Pro for the stuff that I needed to do for my business. Marketing consulting, essentially. Who has that money just laying around to spend on a laptop? I'm never getting out of that.
Brother, you and I both know you didn't need to spend 40-something $100 on a MacBook for your business. That is pure cope, pure cope. There's plenty of computers that you can buy for cheaper than that can get your job done. And first comment here, you just had to purchase the most expensive one. Mall Chinese ain't cheap these days either. I'm sorry, 4,300, that laptop better be doing the work for you. Yeah, that 4,300 to justify doing your work is absolutely insane.
Let's do an end of the year update on paying off $130,000 of debt. We started about mid-October with $129,299 in debt. It's now the end of December, and I'm happy to report that our current balance is $123,776. So all in all, we've paid off over $6,500 towards our debt in just a little over 2 months. The biggest thing that I think has helped is being able to get some of these interest rates dropped so that our payments aren't getting eaten up completely by interest. I still have two that are kind of at a higher interest rate that I'm working on getting down. We'll see how that goes. I will keep you guys updated.
Just pause and look at these interest rates on some of these cards. $12,500 at 23%. And then she's also got another Chase card of $15,000 for 20%. Amex Business, $12,000, 8%. And then she's got more Chase cards for 6%. How is she getting approved for all these Chase cards? Chase needs to stop handing out credit cards, because by the looks of it, I'm assuming hubs means husband. They've handed this family 5 credit cards, and they need to have their ability to apply for credit cards revoked or something, because this is insane. Why do people apply for so many credit cards? I tried to get one of my cards to drop interest, and they said I would have to miss several payments, and those would hit my credit report beeper. I might get an interest offer. I'm curious, what did you buy to rack up so many credit cards? Yeah, I have no idea how they were able to get that many credit cards, especially 2 of them. The husband's got rates of 23 and 20%, just ridiculous.
I recently shared with you guys that I have $46,000 worth of credit card debt, and for some reason that number doesn't really scare me. Also, excuse my voice. It's not doing great. But I'm going to tell you why that number does not bother me, and I think it's because my mindset shifted with money a long time ago. I took this money course a long time ago, and I really learned that money is a tool to get you from point A to point B. It's not necessarily defines you and defines your value. Of course, we want to be debt free. Of course, we want to, get those things paid off. But for some reason, that number just has never scared me. Or maybe it used to, but it doesn't scare me anymore. And I've really always thought that that's the first step to get it paid off, is to accept it for what it is and not look more into it. Did life happen? Yeah, life happened. Did we have fun with some of it? Yeah, we sure did. But you know what? I don't regret any of it. And again, it was a tool, and it is what it is. So if you also have debt, if you have credit card debt, if you feel shame around it, you really need to let that stuff go. What has already happened has already happened. Share it with TikTok though, because this app is powerful and you have the ability to make moves on this app. And I hope that makes it a little less scary for you. It's gonna be okay. I recently shared with
$46,000 of credit card debt, and you don't care. I just don't understand. It doesn't need to destroy your life and just be looking back and having regrets, but at the same time, it's going to require a lot of focus and effort in order to fix the problem. You can't just cope and say you don't care and just suppress the problem and push it off to the side. That's not going to work either. I just don't understand the people who are in these amounts of debt and they claim that they don't care. I think they do care, but they're really just trying to suppress the problem and push it away so they don't have to necessarily deal with it. Because I know if I was in that large amount of debt and I made mistakes, I would do everything I could to try and fix it. I would be beyond stressed. I don't know how people just go about their day just trying to push it off to the side and just not think about it and just say they don't care. I just don't understand that. Yep. First comment here, girl, I've got like 55 grand in credit cards, loans, etc. And the way I just don't care. I don't know how you don't care. How do you not care? This mindset is literally how you have a lifetime worth of debt and you will never get ahead. It's the same people who will ask themselves like, how come we can never get ahead? The longer that high amount lingers around, the more normal it becomes to you. That's why people go higher and higher into debt, because it never seems that bad until it becomes unmanageable. Debt is holding you back from preparing and contributing to your future. This is an excellent comment. Me, 5 seconds in. Girl, if I owed that much money, I'd spiral. I don't even have a credit card. This is bonkers, but the mindset is, I guess, the right idea because it is going to be okay. No, it's not. You can't just not care. It's going to get worse if you just don't care. At Caleb Hamer, found your next guest.
I have a question. How much credit card debt are you in? Because for context, I'm 26, I've been working since 17, paying for my own shit, moved out at 18, have been independent ever since. And I have $10,000 worth of credit card debt. And I will be the first to admit that I'm not perfect. I've definitely paid off medical bills and like emergency vet visits and things on my credit card, but I've also bought a lot of dumb shit. But it's like people my age have $55,000 worth of credit card debt. Do you see how my eye's twitching? That shit stresses me out. Like $55,000 is my take-home salary from my last job. Like, I think I'm just morbidly curious on like what gets you to the point of $55,000 worth of credit card debt. Also, who gave you $55,000 worth of credit in general? Like, not to mention, my credit usage, way high. Like 90-something%. So my interest rates, 30%. Like, the interest would make me want to throw up.
You see, I'm right with this girl. I don't understand how these people are in tens of thousands of credit card debt and they just don't care. She says she's in 10,000 and she's stressed out. The eye twitch was hilarious though, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, why are the banks lending this much money to people who are consistently irresponsible with their money? How are people spending this much money? Do you really travel that much? Do you really buy that much stuff? It's just really hard for me to understand. And I really want to know how these people think and then how they get to the point where they simply just don't care about their debt. Watching Caleb Hammer videos helped me pay off all my debt. Once you realize how bad the debt is, paying it off comes first priority. I put everything on my credit card and pay it off every month. I don't think credit card debt is normal. Yeah, this is the way. Just pay it off, get the rewards, get the points, whatever you gotta do. But if you're not a credit card person, obviously just don't do it. I'm 25 years old. I have 0 credit card debt. This whole video actually shocked me. Well, I see this is probably the first financial video she's probably ever seen because this stuff is all over the place. Wait, is credit card debt normal? Considering Americans are in $1.2 trillion in credit card debt, I would call that pretty normal. Me confused as a European. These comments are not it. Credit card debt is normal, but not ideal. I'm about 5K in debt and go back and forth between everyone else is struggling or I need to get this taken care of now. See, this is how we know we've gotten to a point where credit card debt has become normalized, where people are really in the comments of these videos saying credit card debt is normal. It's not normal. We shouldn't be in thousands of dollars in debt to the banks unless it's a mortgage, in my opinion. To just be in $5,000 of consumer debt, which is most of credit card debt, is not normal. I don't know why we're normalizing this. All right, that's all I got for you for today. Thank you for tuning in for another video. Please drop a like on the video, drop your thoughts down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one.